I missed it last year because I somehow didn't sign up. And then I showed up and they wouldn't let me in. And I was like, fine.
They wouldn't let you into that? Did you tell them who you were? Was it possible they just had other people
No, they had
who were just unfamiliar with the space working the
real
door?
like security guards who like did not care who I was. It wasn't like the people who were running it. They were like they were very serious about not letting anybody in who didn't have a ticket. So
See? I'm just saying. You can't just crash things unless you're Taylor Page, apparently. Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting edition of the Liquid Weekly podcast. I am your host, Karl Meisterheim, and with me, as always, my friend in red, Taylor Page. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you, Karl. Great to see you as always.
Did you know that red is my favorite color?
Yes, that's explicitly why I wore this shirt today. Not because it was just the one that I grabbed and was clean and anything like that. And no, it's just for you.
Thank you. You know, my mom also says I look good in red, but I don't have many red shirts myself, so I need to fix that. She's usually right about these things. But happily married, I don't really have to worry about it anymore. Taylor, there's some big stuff coming up here soon.
There's a lot of stuff coming up, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I am a consummate traveler, man of the world. I love all that stuff so much. And when we did our survey a few months ago, gosh, it's been months already, one of the themes that came up from folks when we asked about upcoming .dev, which is what we're alluding to, is that there are many people that could not make it there that really wish they could. And we remembered those plaintive cries. And I thought today we could bring on a special friend and kind of talk through what to expect in the next week or two as that all arrives here in the middle of July. How's that sound to you?
That sounds amazing, actually.
Excellent. Well, with that, let us introduce our special friend, Trudy MacNabb, who I met at Shopify Editions 2019. She gave an amazing talk on the use of view and themes, and we had a wonderful bonding session there in the hallway that she does not remember because she was the star of the workshop. But Trudy, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Do you remember me?
I remember you now.
See,
I remember you now.
I feel like I get overwhelmed in these events, and there's so many.
Oh my gosh!
I talk to so many people,
and you are at everything. And also you win everything at every event that you go to. That's
Well, for folks that weren't stalking you in the hallway 7 years ago, give us a little background. Who are you? What do you do? And how did you kind of get to the place where we want to have you on the show?
My name's Trudy MacNabb. I am a developer that develops on Shopify apps and themes, both. I started doing that in about 2015, and I started an agency called Up at 5 because I'm a morning person. And then in around 2021, I started an app with Ann Thomas, and I've been doing that ever since. So I'm sort of I've just been around the Shopify ecosystem forever. I also had a blog called Co-Shopify, but now the docs are actually good, so I don't really need to do that as much anymore. But I don't know. I think I've just been entrenched in the Shopify world for just over a decade now, so...
That's crazy.
That's something that I learned from you very early on. From your blog was super helpful for me starting off. I think that might have been one of the very first instances of. I think I actually knew the blog before I knew you, and then it was like, oh, this is Trudy, and and she does this blog. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this blog. This thing is fantastic. So yeah, and
thank you.
The blog thing really isn't as much of a thing anymore, is it? I mean, not just because the docs I've gotten so good, and they're really, really great, but probably just because of how a lot of us are getting our info nowadays. I don't know if people are spending as much time on that. So
yeah. Well, Shopify made me change the name because it had the word Shopify in the thing, and then, which is fine. But at that point I was not writing as many articles because, it's AI, the docs are really good. It just wasn't as... But when I got into it and I started writing it around 2015, it was mostly just for me to document what I was doing because the docs were so bad that I was would just find information and then be I need to write this down or I'm never going to find it again.
I loved your blog. I always got lots of good information from it, both for myself, but then also when I started doing the newsletter, it's anytime I saw a new entry on that, I was hot dogs, which would be a good issue.
Thank you. I didn't think anybody would ever notice it. I just like put like Google Analytics to be like, oh, I wonder if anybody. And by its peak, it had like 10,000 monthly visitors, which I thought was insane. But it was still mostly for me. Like I just wrote like the blog that I wanted to see, you know?
Yeah. Well, it was always very practical. It's like I don't know. It's always really interesting when people, you can tell the difference between people who write just for content, like because they want clicks or whatever, versus like, I actually use this thing. And so I'm going to include an example that I'm actually going to use, you know?
Yeah.
And it was always very good about that. So you could tell it was stuff that you actually used and did.
Yes, it was always something I was working on. And also, the thing that I always wanted in a blog was something that was like not beginner and not crazy involved. Because I feel like there's not enough like intermediate level blogs. That's why like our subtitle was like for people who know how to code. So we're assuming you already are starting at a base point. Like we're not going to explain to like what HTML is or what JavaScript is. We're just like, you kind of know what you're
Yeah.
doing
Yep.
and you're on Shopify and you just need to like know specific things but then I still wanted to make the example simple enough that you didn't have to like spend a whole day just setting up the example.
Right. Yeah.
Now, you'd say you're a morning person. That's the whole up at 5 thing. But are you also an evening person? Because, and I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but as we talk about the Shopify events in that week coming up, there's something that you're helping put on, which we'll talk about more, but it seems like that's a later in the day kind of thing, which...
Well, I feel like I'm gonna have to mentally and emotionally and physically prepare for the .dev week that's happening because it's gonna be a lot. And I'm not normally a night person, but yeah.
So you do have limits. That's good to know.
Yeah. My strategy for that week is gonna be like, don't drink at all so I can maintain some stamina.
Nice.
Hopefully, I might have a drink here or there, but like predominantly, I think that's gonna be the only way I can maintain.
Yeah. Swap out the alcohol for espresso, you know, just be
Yeah.
constantly caffeinated the whole week.
Yeah.
Well, last year, I remember it was just one day at the official conference last year, and I was very happy because they had they weren't big on soft drinks, but they had plenty of Diet Coke, which I was super grateful for because I don't care for all like the frou-frou, whatever the cool, like coconut water or whatever. I was like, this is disgusting, but the
Yeah.
Diet Coke. So hopefully if you're listening, Toby, if we just have some Diet Coke, I'd really appreciate that. Well, speaking of the week, should we talk about that?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
we're ready to start diving in. So this is, we don't have to go too much into Trudy's past and origin story because this is the second time she's been on the podcast. So we don't have to do any kind of additional lead in. Everybody knows who Trudy is, and number 2 time. So yeah, I don't know. Like where do you want to start? Like as far as everything that's coming up, there's a ton of people that are missing out, like you had mentioned.
Yeah, I thought what we could do is kind of start with an overview of kind of what events are happening and what we're excited about personally, and then at some point maybe transition just to some tips for how to handle the week, both in terms of travel. If you're coming from out of country into Canada, there might be some things that'd be helpful to know. Trudy's got a lot of knowledge about Toronto. And then obviously our veteran war stories about things that we know to do to get the most out of the Editions week, like don't drink alcohol, for example, if you're going to go hard for a week. Stuff like that. I thought we could kind of cover all those bases. So those that are coming have some helpful knowledge, and then those that are watching from the sidelines because they cannot make the travel will be able to live vicariously through our shared experience.
Yeah. So the conference, to lay the scene out, right? Like for .dev, like there's so many things happening, but the actual conference itself, which I thought was interesting, is on a Tuesday and Wednesday. Like that's kind of interesting, but I think it's kind of smart because they were anticipating, I think, a lot of people coming in on Monday. And so like giving people the travel day and then Tuesday, Wednesday in order to kind of like get acclimated to that. So, and this is the first year that it's 2 days.
Well, not true. Back in 2019, Shopify Unite, it was 2 days.
Well,
but you wouldn't know that because you weren't there.
I wouldn't know that because I wasn't there. And this is the Editions.dev evolved to now it's just .dev. So we are everything before then. Like we're just assuming everything after that is just awesome and amazing and better. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I know that they're planning a ton of stuff, and then I believe Wednesday after they're going to do a thing. So previously in years past, they've done something before. So then all the other events are just partner events.
Are they going to do something on the Wednesday or the Tuesday?
So my understanding is it's going to be on the Wednesday.
Okay.
Like kind of
That's good
like
to know.
end the whole thing out. You might know more than me, considering you are a stone's throw away from the Shopify offices there. So
I actually don't know anything
just
about.
Trudy's just keeping an eye on, okay, they've got moving trucks out there.
It's
They've got
true.
the party
Sure.
equipment coming in. All right, we know. She's letting us all know what's
I mean,
happening here.
there is a patio being built, but I think it's not the Shopify. It's like there's a driveway and there's now a patio being built, but I think it's actually the building next door making a patio,
Okay.
but it's hard to
Okay.
see.
Well, and we all get excited about this, but like Shopify has their own summit happening the same week, right? Like
Oh,
that's their
yeah.
big thing. So, we're all speculating on what are they going to do for this, that, and the other. And it's like, actually, like .dev is small, I think, in comparison to Summit. Like Summit's huge and the whole week.
How many tickets were there for .dev? Like how many total?
I don't think they talked about it this year. So in years past, I feel like they've said like around 1,000. Like is
Okay.
what I feel like they've said before. But this year, I never heard a number. So I don't know if it's 2
Yeah.
days and it's bigger or if they've kept it the same number. I don't know.
It's the same location, so it's probably the same number.
That would make sense.
That would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's roughly the same location. I don't know. That area where it is just all convention centers. So
Yeah, I'd say it's all the same, right? Or whatever.
yeah.
Shopify's just like, we just got to have the run of the whole place or whatever for the week. So we get to do what we want.
But that's a good call out about the Wednesday night thing, Taylor, because I think one of the big differences from last year is that they had an evening event preceding the official conference, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing on Monday night from Shopify. So everything else, I think that we're going to talk about, right? Like too, is just partner events completely
Yeah.
surrounding .dev. Because .dev's, there's no, at the time of this recording, there's been no schedule even like released for .dev either too.
That's true.
So
Well, I was thinking it would be on the Tuesday because the Unites previous, when they were 2 days, they would always have
Mhm.
the party in the middle.
that was the before, Trudy. That was the
Okay,
before.
that was before.
It's all in the past.
Right.
It's all in the past. So we'll see. All right. So everybody listening will probably actually know by this time. So we will see. We'll see who was actually right about this. So whether it's on Tuesday or Wednesday night. So the OGs are all saying Tuesday. I'm saying Wednesday. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, Shopify app developers, this one's for you. When's the last time you took a real break? You know, the kind where you're not constantly checking your support tickets on your phone every few minutes? Well, there's a team that's making that possible. The Support Heroes. Since 2020, they've helped over 100 Shopify Plus apps across 40 developers, earning their reputation as the leading outsourced customer support service for Shopify apps. Their team works 24/7, 365 days a year to deliver real empathy and real expertise. And they do this so developers can focus on building, growing, or honestly just getting some well-deserved rest. If you feel already stretched thin or tied up in support queries, this is the perfect moment to plan ahead. Let the Support Heroes take support off your plate while you focus on taking your project to the next level. So the broad strokes are going to be Tuesday and Wednesday for the official Shopify stuff, details as of yet to become. But then there's all these different partner events starting as early as Monday. I don't think there's anything before that.
No, there's one on Sunday too.
Oh.
What's on Sunday now? Oh my gosh.
The World
Now
Cup
Taylor's gonna leave even
final.
earlier.
Shopify's best agencies.
What? That's awesome. Very cool. Who's
Yeah.
throwing that?
I
need to check.
I'm
I need
gonna-
to check and see. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing right now.
And this would be a good time maybe to call out those resources because there are a couple folks that are sort of tracking all this stuff.
yeah. So selfishly, like Trudy and I will throw out there, like we were having this discussion like months and months ago, talking about .dev after it got announced, and everybody always asks Trudy because Trudy lives in Toronto, and so I was saying something along the lines of like, "Hey, I'm sorry, like .dev was announced, so now you're the unofficial like Toronto representative for literally every Shopify developer," and so joking about that. Anyways, that evolved into SDA Toronto.dev, and so we've got the website up for that, and that's what I use, or selfishly or whatever kind of type thing. But we are pulling in from a couple of other devs who are very good at keeping track of all this stuff.
Yeah. What's Jordan's site?
Pimsical.apps. I think it's .apps. Yeah, Pimsical.app/events. And so he was nice enough. He actually like created a little endpoint that we could ping and pull it into SDA Toronto.dev because we told him, hey, we want to do this and you've got all these events up. So like, can you do something for us to make this easy? Basically, can you do Trudy and I's work for us so we don't have to figure this stuff out?
It's true. Like people like what events are going on, but because we're just pulling it with an API, it just like automatically populates our site. So I don't even know. Jordan is definitely on top of keeping track of the events. I'm more keeping track. My contribution is like coffee shops, restaurants, activities, things to do in Toronto.
Yes. So when you were trying to figure out where to hop to in between places or everything in between, Trudy's got you covered for that. It's all on the site for that.
And honestly, I'm picking things that I know. There's probably plenty of other great places in Toronto, but you know, I can only do so much. Or I'm getting recommendations from friends as well, who are much more foodies than I am. So
yeah, we populate a couple, some shops and some of those places too. From even like we asked some Shopify people as well.
Yeah.
We threw some stuff in there from them as well. So you're getting a lot of like Shopify partners and Shopafolk like suggestions that are in there. So I'm sure between all of that, we've got some pretty good info for people that aren't as familiar with Toronto, because it is such a huge city. It's a very cool city.
And honestly, part of my motivation is because I have this anxiety about backtracking and like having inefficient routes throughout the city because the traffic is really bad and it's hard to get around. So part of my motivation is so that people, so we have the map function and we also have the My Agenda function. So you can like click on things for each day, what you're doing, and then you can see it in a map form. And so I'm hoping that this will help people visualize where they're going and help them not be crossing back and forth across the city like maniacs.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're biking, then that's the best way around the city, but not everybody's going to be comfortable biking.
Well, speaking of biking, I have a question. Can you bike on the sidewalk? Because I ran into this last year and I felt really awkward doing it, but I felt very unsafe in the street at this particular part of the city.
Okay, technically you're not allowed to bike on the sidewalk, and I would not recommend it generally, but I do personally believe it's okay if you feel unsafe. Like if there's certain parts where you can't move as a car because it just doesn't make sense or it's unsafe, and then I would go on the sidewalk. But you always have to be cognizant that it's like pedestrians first, bike second. Like you can't be a maniac. I feel like the same way with like the mopeds that are in the bike lane. I'm like, you can be in the bike lane, but you have to be like,
It's called the bike lane
bikes.
for a reason,
Yeah.
Okay? It's not called the moped lane.
Yeah. But like there are specific little spots in the city where like you kind of just have to bike on the sidewalk for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Thanks.
Just be ready to be chased down by a Mountie.
It's true. The bike infrastructure actually is improving daily. So even from last year, there's a lot more bike lanes. And there's this little section where I would bike often where you had to bike on the sidewalk because your only other option was biking directly into oncoming traffic. And so they like carved out a little bit of the road and put like a thing around it so that you can now bike there safely and not directly into oncoming traffic. So they are fixing those things around the city. So it's getting better. But yeah. But technically, no, you're not supposed to bike on the sidewalk.
Well, and as somebody who, I mean, I live, for those of you that maybe aren't as comfortable with biking in the city and those sorts of things or what have you, I live in rural Ohio. So I don't really have a lot of places to bike out here except for like county roads and those sorts of things where I'm just as likely to pass, a car or have a car pass me really, as I am an Amish buggy. And so, and I really liked biking around in Toronto. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because you were biking a lot.
Yeah, we'd and it was helpful. I will say it's helpful. Like just grab a Canadian buddy, they're familiar with everything. Even, so Brendan, Quigley and I just like, we stayed in the same place and that was, like Brendan is awesome. He's like the best roomie ever because he's just like, let's go do stuff. And I was like, okay. So, but he was good, like familiar enough, at least with the area we could get to where we were going simply enough. They're the little bikes that you can just rent, right? Like you're flying in, you can't bring a bike or whatever, but they have these little bike stations everywhere. And it's very easy to just check a bike out and stuff. And it's often faster than trying to like
Oh, it's
snag like an
definitely
Uber or
faster.
something. You can get everywhere like much more easily. So I don't know. We'll see. I might not do it as much this year because I'm a sweater. Like I get pretty hot and it's going to be
Yeah.
July. And so I don't want to show up everywhere drenched in sweat. So I'll probably have to be a little more strategic this year or just bring a change of clothes with me everywhere I go. I don't know.
That's true. It is such an interesting thing because like last year was May and it was a little too chilly for my liking, but it was like reasonable to like do a lot of things. But this year it's going to be July and it could be hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to see. Hopefully the weather stays pretty nice on the mild side of things.
Last year was extremely hot. Like it was like cold and then it was just like 35 to 40 degrees every day, which
Yeah.
is, I don't know what that is in
Celsius. I would say for those of you
yeah.
Americans listening who are all of a sudden like 35 to 40, that's pretty chilly. I mean, I don't know what you're.
That's why the Americans think we're so cold up here because we're just using a different measurement.
That's because we see the pictures. It's always snowy and frozen.
We just do that for fun.
So we kind of covered the broad strokes of the Shopify events, and now we're talking about transportation. So let's maybe wrap up some transportation tips. Then we can start talking through maybe some of the individual events that have caught our attention, the partner events. So transportation, bikes in the city, definitely try it out. You got to get an app, right?
Yeah.
What's the app name?
I think it's Bike Share Toronto. We should put that information on the website because I have my own bike, so I don't use the bike share that often.
It is just Bike Share Toronto.
Yeah.
My only experience with the bikes that I will share, bike share, is that I remember in 2019, I was going to a little Shopify thingy and I got a bike, thought this is going to be great. And then I got to where I needed to be, it was right on time, but there were no bike spots to receive the bike. So that's something you have to keep in mind.
There's like from 2019 to now, there's like a bajillion more bike stands. So you don't, it's not as big a problem. Another thing that's relatively new is there's a lot of e-bikes now available. So if you want a little...
Ooh, so if I'm worried about sweating too much, then I don't have to work, That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, and as far as the bike racks go, I mean, they're everywhere. Like, the past year and stuff. I don't remember ever having to walk more than like a block maybe to get to like a bike rack.
They're like way more.
They're everywhere.
That's good.
Then the TTC is the next one. And the TTC now actually has like open payments or whatever. So you can tap with your debit card. You can tap with your credit card. You don't need a special pass for that. So that's really great.
And TTC stands for?
Oh, the Toronto Transit Commission, which includes buses, subway, and streetcars.
Okay. Yeah, I was also like, I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry.
So. Thanks,
So
Trudy.
Here's another question about that, because I used the TTC last year to get from the airport. I took the train, which we can talk about here in a second, and then I transferred to a tram or whatever it was. And I knew to hit the little thing with my credit card as I entered. But then my bus went out of service. I had to get another bus. Do you just keep doing it every time you get on and off a bus?
It's like smart enough to know. Like you also, you get free transfers for up to 2 hours. So if you so then you can even run little errands, right? If you go to a place that's like half an hour away, spend like 45 minutes shopping, and then you can take it back for free. Like it remembers, it's smart enough to remember and do all that math and figure out what you did.
The other thing I noticed is that many people didn't seem to swipe their card when they got on or off. That's not good. That's okay.
It's frowned upon.
Well, they didn't seem to be enforcing anything. So I don't know. Do they have some kind of chip in their hand or something? I don't know.
No, it goes it's like an honor system, and some people are less honorable than others. But also, they do randomly enforce it. Like they'll randomly do checks, spot checks. But it's funny because when I was in, was I in Hamburg or Berlin? I think Berlin. And I would get tickets, but then I didn't realize you had to stamp the ticket or get it whatever. So I just bought tickets and then never ever used it because they didn't have any even turnstile or anything. They just had these little stands that were about 3 feet tall that you're supposed to stick your ticket into. I had no idea. So I was just freely using their public transit unknowingly, illegally for a couple days until somebody told me. So maybe some people don't know, but you should be tapping. they do sometimes enforce it, especially if you're going to be downtown. There's a higher likelihood of enforcement, I think, randomly checking.
If you're going to use these services, is there an official TTC app you should use to figure out what's going on, or is the Google stuff good enough? What was your recommendation?
Well, okay, what do I use? Let me see my phone app that I'm using. It's called Transit. I think it's I don't think it's just specific to Toronto. It's like, I don't know, a little, you're not going to be able to see it. It's just called Transit, and it's
We'll
like
get some
a
links
green
for you
app.
folks in the show notes. So,
And if you click on it, it'll just tell you what things are available around and when they're coming. I think for just route mapping, Google is the best.
I did have a moment of panic on my trip last year because I was trying to get to where Taylor and all the cool SDA folks were hanging out. And so I took the train from the airport, which wasn't too hard to figure out. I got off at one of the stops. It was kind of on the edge of the city. And then I had to transition to a bus to continue my journey. Got that figured out. A little challenging, but I made it. But then halfway there, the bus was like, we're out of service. Everybody off. And you're just standing in the middle of the street in some random borough with some guy yelling into the air about whatever voice is in his head. I'm like, does another bus come? Like, I don't know how to do I go to another stop? Like, what do I do? How do you answer those kinds of questions?
Well, so that's where the Transit app is good, because when you click it, it also, like, the Transit app has a little map and literally like little icons of where the actual buses are based on GPS. So, and which is also good because if there's like some sort of like accident and like all the buses are trapped behind something, you see them like, you'll be like, oh, why are there 6 buses right at the same spot? Be like, I'm guessing something's happening. Likely I would be asking the bus driver. I'm an asking the bus driver type person. I'd be like, what's going on? Can you tell me, is there another bus coming? But I don't know. It's annoying. There's always going to be another bus coming, though. That's the thing. One time I asked a bus driver, I was like, is there another bus coming? And he was like, there's always another bus coming.
Well, yeah, it might be 6 hours, but it's coming.
he's like, I'm getting home. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah. But yeah, generally speaking, if that happens, I remember being on a bus one time a streetcar, and they were like, I just overheard the bus driver be like, no, I'm not short turning this because everybody's going to be mad. And then everybody just cheered.
Nice. Go bus driver.
But yeah, there'll always be another bus coming.
Yeah. And if it is your first time, like, just plan, like anything else, if you're going to rely on public transportation, particularly, right? Like, plan just a little bit extra time in between stuff. It's okay if you show up late to stuff. It'll be fine, for the most part.
Yeah.
Karl still made it to our SDA meetup at Penny's, which also Trudy helped set everything up for that as well. So thank you for that. She hooked us up because she's built like everybody's website in Toronto as well. She's just like, I built this person's website. They'll probably let us hang out there or whatever. So, and they were great. So if you get a chance to go to Penny's in Toronto, do it. They were awesome to work with.
Just don't take the bus.
Just don't take the bus. So my limited traveling, Karl likes to say I'm a world traveler, but no, like, especially between the three of us, Trudy is a world traveler. She's been everywhere. So what I have found my thing typically is when I get in somewhere, especially if you have a timeline or what have you, but like that's when you Uber someplace, like just eat the cost, like it's just going to be what it is. If it's time sensitive or whatever, that's the best way to ensure it happens or whatever. So where you can, plan for more time when you're going to be relying on public transportation, which is very efficient and very cost effective as well. But anything else in between, like, definitely do that and just plan for the extra time. But if you have to, like, just use that card of like, I'm going to Uber if I have to get someplace at a specific time or I need it to be quick. But once you're in the city, it's pretty easy to get out and about and around. So even if you just make it from, the only Uber I'm going to do is from the airport to my hotel or my Airbnb, do that. And then everything else becomes so much easier for you once you're in the city, everything becomes simpler. But that airport to your landing zone, so to speak, of where you're going to be staying for the week, that is usually the annoying, tricky part, especially you got bags and stuff or whatever. So treat yourself, do an Uber,
What I would say is traffic is pretty bad a lot of the time and somewhat unpredictable at times. So it's obviously there's 5 to 7 rush hour and morning rush hour. But in the middle of the day, you're going to also come into random traffic. So even Ubering sometimes, if there's traffic, it's going to affect all forms of transportation except for biking. which you can just go through the alleyways or something. So I would suggest planning your days to not have to go back and forth across city. That's the easiest way. Like stay in, like if you have an event that's happening in one end of the city, and you want to go to a restaurant that's there, just plan to do it at that time. This is
Yep.
partially why we have the map. So you can be
I was
like,
gonna say,
oh.
It's what the app, that's what the map is
Yeah.
for there. Like you use that of,
Yeah.
I'm in this area, don't leave the area. Like don't try to go from like at the Intercare Center where, like the conference and everything's going to be at all the way over to the distillery district to get those tacos at El Catrine. Like you should at some point go to the distillery district and get the tacos at El Catrine. But don't try to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. Just don't do it. Like find tacos closer,
But it's also a good call out though for the train. Like if you are coming from the airport, you could take an Uber. But if you're on a schedule and there's traffic, like you're probably, depending on where your stop is, you're better off getting on the train.
You're better off getting on the train because even if take the train to the closest thing and an Uber from there, but the train is like going to be consistent. It's always on time and it doesn't really matter what the traffic is.
And still plan for extra time because you might just be a little confused the first time and take the train the wrong way the first time and then have to backtrack a little bit and get on the right train because I may or may not have done that the first time I was trying to figure that out from the airport.
Is there more than one train?
I don't know. Are we talking about the
No.
train or the I don't know. What's the other one that comes right from the airport? What's that one?
So there's the up, like the Uber. It's like the Union Pearson Express.
It's up, but it's oop. Y'all say it oop.
We say up. Am I saying it?
I said up. I thought you said
up.
oop for a second.
No,
I was like,
I think that's just my Canadian accent.
I'll sound. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll call it oop. Like, when you go places and it's like, it looks like you're supposed to say it this way, but only people who aren't from here say it this way. Like,
okay, I'm going to actually call this out right now. The word Toronto. You're going to have to say, don't say the second T.
Toronto? Like, no.
Toronto.
Toronto?
Just for everybody.
No toe?
Toronto.
Okay.
So there's the Oop train or the Up train, and then there's other trains that run other places?
No, there's the Up, but there is also the train that goes from terminal to terminal. So you could confuse those.
See, I don't even know what to call it. I was going the wrong way, and I don't even know what it is. So that's why I'm not flying this year. I'm driving it. So
yeah, I've been lost in so many other cities that the first thing that you do in a city is always the most confusing, probably. So it's true. And they also, the thing that annoys me at Pearson too is that they don't consistently use the same language. So sometimes they'll say the Up Express and sometimes they'll just say train to Toronto. And so if you're like looking for the Up Express, I'm like, train to Toronto. That's not what I'm looking for. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm like specifically looking for.
See? So they called it the train, Karl. So I was right. So
that's good.
What would you call it, Karl?
Me?
I don't know what you call it.
Oh,
because yes, if there was more than one train, and I was like, I went the wrong way, and like whatever I did,
I didn't know. Is it just the train that goes the express between downtown and the airport, or are there other intercity trains? But it sounds like there's just the one train that goes between downtown and the airport. Is that right?
Well, I guess like the GO train is like has some intercity stops.
We're getting a little too deep here, maybe. So we'll figure that out. So I think we covered the bases. You land at the airport, you either Uber or take the train in. And then once you got that figured out, you can take the bus, use that transit app to figure out what's going on when people start yelling at you. And you should be good. Or rent a bike and just go to town. Maybe you bike from the airport. I don't know. Could be fun. Kind of along the transportation thing real quick, one more travel detail that might be helpful for people coming in to know is I discovered like if you use a credit card, I think you can use most American credit cards. I'm speaking to Americans now. I don't know about other countries in Canada. But some cards will charge you a foreign transaction fee and some won't. So it's always good to check with your card, understand if that's going to be a thing or not. I think you can also let them know that you're traveling so they don't block you for fraud. Do you suggest carrying cash these days, Trudy, or is card sufficient?
I think card is sufficient. I don't foresee people needing to use cash for any reason.
Yeah, I asked this like last year, maybe in SDA or whatever, and I think we had the same thing of like, I think it's fine. And I don't ever remember going anywhere where it was a problem either.
Yeah. I haven't like taken out cash out of the cash machine. Like I take
I know.
I probably have like $20 in my wallet just for an emergency situation that like sits there, but I rarely ever use cash.
Yeah, just easier. Just, your card. It'll do the exchange rate mess for you and all that other stuff or whatever. So you want to try to figure out what's favorable for you. But yeah, for the most part, don't think you're going to have any problems there.
Yeah, I don't think I used any cash last year. I don't know if I even got any. I'm assuming you could go to an ATM with your American card and withdraw if you really needed cash, but
Yeah. And I'm sure they're like, I feel like when I'm traveling, I always go to like HSBC or one of those like international banks, and they usually work for everyone.
oh, nice. All right, so we've got transportation, we've got money, we've got a rough lay of when the Shopify things are, but maybe let's dig into some of the things that kind of stick out to you guys in terms of events to look at or things to consider doing with your time in Toronto.
Toronto, yeah.
Toronto.
What's really sticking out to you is some fun stuff.
Well, Trudy's doing like 5 events that week just by herself, so I don't know if she wants to throw that
That's
out
true.
there. But like most of the events are starting Monday. I actually wasn't aware there was anything starting Sunday, so that's really cool that someone's doing something. Looks like they're just watching the World Cup final. There's a watch party basically. That's cool.
Yeah, so Sunday is that, and then Mondays there's like an agency brunch with Loop and Smile.io, and then the Good API is doing a tree planting on
So I
Monday.
thought that was
which
cool. I signed up for that.
Yeah, I am not going to be there because I'm running my own event, and I just don't
Yeah,
think I'm
you're
going to have time.
the ladies who lunch. Yeah, I wasn't
The
allowed to
ladies
go
who
to that,
lunch.
so I'm going to go to the tree
Well,
planting. So
It's not that you're not allowed. I don't want to go there. But yeah, the tree planting looks really fun. And it's at Thompson Park, which is locally known as the Leslie Street Spit. Like nobody here knows the actual name of that park. We call it the
Really?
Leslie Street Spit. Yeah.
what is that? Now, what is that? The Leslie Street Spit? What does that even mean?
Well, because it's at Leslie Street and technically it's a spit, which I don't know if like that is a...
I was gonna say when spit and I'm not familiar with this. Is this like Canadian? Because like I'm thinking like you spitting something out of your mouth. That's the
I
commonly.
think it's like
Is this
it's
some
like
kind
a
of like a land?
peninsula type thing.
Okay.
Like I think it's like a form of land, but I don't
Okay.
know actually. Honestly, now that we're talking about it, I've never
Well,
given it any
Carl's
thought.
shaking his head like, yeah, Taylor, you idiot. Everyone
Yeah, it's
knows
a
this.
geographical term in reference to waterways and everything.
That's
Okay, it's like the Scarborough Bluffs to me. I'm like, what is a bluff though?
bluff is kind of like it's like a hill drop off, not like quite like a cliff, but like I'm familiar with that one. Got one. So there's that. Great. Ladies Who Lunch. Awesome. Now there's some pickleball. There's those folks playing pickleball as well. So Zendesh sent something out about that the other day. So I'm gonna go smash some pickleball, I think.
You're gonna have an active Monday, like tree planting, pickleball.
It's gonna be great.
I was just lamenting that I looked at where this pickleball location was, and it seemed like it would be very difficult to get out there.
To De La Salle College, Oakland's. Why do you think it's gonna be difficult to get out to? Where's
Because I
the
looked far.
Intercare Care Center?
But that's just me.
It's just a half an hour bike for me. It's not that far.
See, just
Also,
a half an hour bike.
Yeah. Carl, half-hour bike, even faster on an e-bike. So 15 minutes on an e-bike.
It's by Casa Loma, which is nice, and I do have some restaurant/coffee shop recommendations in that area, so I think it's safe.
So we've got some pickleball going on. So Carl and I are going to do some pickleball. That's going to be exciting.
If I make it out there.
You're going to make
Yeah,
it out there. We're going to get you out there, Carl.
Yeah.
And then there's the epic party that night, which lives up to its name. I mean, it was pretty intense last year. It was pretty epic. I've never been to anything like that before. That was a lot. So
I didn't get a ticket.
Well, Carl, we'll get you in.
Yeah,
We'll
this
sneak
is,
you in.
I feel like a recommendation I have for people is like, if there's a waiting list, probably just sign up for the waiting list, because I feel like with how many events are happening, some people will just back out of some events.
Yeah, that's the feedback we've gotten from several people of doing an event and stuff is like there's going to be a good chunk of people that just don't show up.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me, especially when it's like, I get it when it's like free, when a bunch of people sign up and then don't show up, but like when it's paid, that people like sign up and pay and then don't show up. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's all right, So, but I don't even think I had a ticket last year, and I think I went. So I don't know. Not to tell everybody to go crashing parties,
Yeah,
okay?
cut that part out.
We'll apologize ahead of time for the people over at Zapier or whatever about that. Like, I'm not telling people to do that. I'm just saying it's probably fine for Carl.
Yeah. But I'm
So
just,
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll get it figured out.
And in general, I just say if you want to go to an event, get on the wait list, because I just feel
Yes.
like it's likely.
After that, there's an exclusive rooftop party.
Yeah.
That's on here too.
There's another
That sounds
party?
very fancy.
Oh, good.
Perhaps that's more your speed, Carl.
The fancy rooftop party.
That night, yeah. Harriet's rooftop at one hotel.
That's going to be nice.
Pictures look great.
Yeah, you're going to
Very schwanky.
very nice views of the city.
Indulge in gourmet canapes. Canapes? How do you say that? Canapes?
Canopies.
Okay. See, this is already not my kind of bag because I can't even say what they're going to be eating. So
Canopies is just like, I think, a catch-all for like when people, those little foods that people walk around with.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah.
So that's leading up to it. That's Monday. Monday is incredibly action packed. You're gonna have your pick of what you'd like to do if you're just getting in or whatever. I think you won't have any trouble finding something to do.
It's like 6 events just on that day.
And then after that, .dev starts the next morning. I'm assuming next morning. They typically start sometime around 9 where they open the doors and start letting people in, and it's going to be 2 days. And so we don't officially know. We know that there's going to be a .dev block party, but we do not know if it is Tuesday or Wednesday. Taylor is in the Wednesday camp. Everybody else in here is wrong. And so so there is on Tuesday night, there's the .dev Cowboy Corral.
Oh yeah, that's at Paris,
There's
Texas.
that. I think I had signed up for that, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to make that one. So
I definitely am going to make that one. I'm so sad because
so Trudy's gonna be there, so everyone go.
I missed it
Mhm.
last year because I somehow didn't sign up, and then I showed up and they wouldn't let me in, and I was like, fine.
They wouldn't let you into that. Did you tell them who you were? Was it possible they just had other people?
No, they had
who were just unfamiliar with the space working the
real
door.
like security guards who like did not care who I was.
Okay.
It wasn't like the
Then.
people who were running it. They were like they were very serious about not letting anybody in who didn't have a ticket. So
See? I'm just saying.
mm.
Can't just crash things
Well-
unless you're Taylor Page, apparently. Build Award winner, extraordinaire.
I hadn't won a Build Award yet by the time I was crashing parties last year, so just carrying this thing around. Hey, you know what this means?
Got the stuff on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, there's more stuff.
There is more stuff. So we're doing SDA and SWYM. SWYM. I'm probably always
It's
saying that
pronounced
wrong. I
SWYM.
apologize. So actually, isn't. I don't. So there's a morning run. If y'all are runners, we're working on that, and then after that, we're gonna do Brightwork. So
Oh, Brightwork. What is this? I've not heard of this before. Tell me more about it.
that was great for the ad read. So Tectonic got canceled, right? Everybody's very sad about that. Tectonic was an awesome event hosted by an amazing group of people over at Mantle, and they're not doing it this year. So a lot of people were very, very excited about it, and so we just decided, hey, we can figure this out. Let's do it. Let's make sure something like this still happens. So
How hard could it be to pull off a big conference?
it's very hard. Apparently, I definitely underestimated it. So thankfully, Trudy knows everything about throwing events and is in Toronto and knows all this stuff. So
I know nothing about throwing events. Apparently, I'm just an event planner now. I would also like to call out that SWYM is also hosting the ladies' lunch with me too. But
they're doing so much stuff. That's awesome. I didn't realize that.
But I'm learning so much about event planning, and I think it's going well so far.
So far, so good. Yeah, you're throwing 8 events during the week. So I mean, that's very impressive.
It's true. It's like I'm in my own your personal boot camp of learning event planning. Learning all about the food, all about what we need, signage, everything.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be fun. I think the people who are going to be there are really interesting. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity to decompress from the whole week and just chill with people and discuss what happened at .dev.
Yes. Yeah. .dev is going to be a lot more this year with it being 2 days, and it's already going to be just a really, really big week. And so I think that was our hope or goal, was to make sure that still happens. The right people can get in the room and talk about all those sorts of things. And so we, when we talked about it at first, I think we knew immediately if we were trying to do something, since Tectonic was not going to happen, that we couldn't do something the size of Tectonic. And I don't know that makes sense. I think that, and maybe by the time that this episode comes out, I expected more events to start popping up. And so we thought we could just make sure that we have an event for those people that we're really hoping to have Tectonic happen, that we could have something happen still. So
Yeah.
we're only doing 200 people. Like Tectonic was huge, like 500 plus or whatever. And so we're not going that big. So smaller, more intimate, I think more intentional in that way. I think it'll help really as well. Just like people, kind of like Trudy said, making those connections, but also like kind of recapping the week, like what happened at .dev. It's a lot of people's first opportunity to talk to like product leads at Shopify about stuff. We're going to hear surely some more things drop or whatever over the course of the couple of days. So I think it'll be a good opportunity for people to like connect some dots. Or at least it was for me. Like I learned a lot from just hanging out with other people. Be like, oh yeah, I went to this talk. And I was like, I went to the same talk. And they're like, oh yeah, but now we can do this. I was like, wait, what?
I know.
We can do this now? I didn't even think about that.
I feel the same. Like, I feel like I get all the information and it's so overwhelming. And then I have to talk to people. And it's like in the talking to people that I really process what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, otherwise, I'm just like, I feel like it's just like overwhelming. Like, even the editions that just passed, I was like, this is just so, I just need other people to tell me what happened. Because it was
Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere was the theme, right? And it did. It was just like, there's so much stuff. Can somebody please give me the crayon drawn version of this?
Yeah.
So that way I understand. it's just so much stuff. Yeah. So having the conversations makes it more meaningful, but also like more relevant.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like other people, I think, are better at connecting the dots than I am with a lot of stuff. And so hearing somebody else say, oh yeah, this is what we're going to do now, helps me connect the dots of, oh, like I don't do that exact same thing. But in my work with the people that I'm working with, like this now solves this problem that I'm actively trying to figure out. And so that part's been very cool. That's a very consistent thing that happens, like going to these kinds of events for sure.
Yep.
So we're going to be in the East Room, which is over in the Distiller District area. And so thankfully, like Trudy like knew of the space. She was immediately like, this is a great space. It looks really nice.
It is
It's
my
big.
co-working
And
space. So
yes. Yeah. So that part, that was really nice that we had that figured out very quickly, like where we were going to be. And like, it also helps that it's just like, like this is kind of set up for about 200 people. And so that immediately helped us like, this is the number. Okay, great. Let's not try to figure out anything else. Like that helps handle a lot of those things very quickly. And then, yeah, we're just going to focus, we're still going to do talks. You can't do these things and not do some talks. But that's not going to be like the main focus or the main value. Probably, I don't think it's going to be the people that are in the room more so than anything. So, and then we did shift the times. We initially were talking about like a 12 to 8 kind of type thing. Then we figured out how expensive it is to throw a dinner in Toronto. And so we're pivoting and y'all can go, we're doing 10 to 6 now. We're gonna do like a lunch and, coffee and stuff or whatever on either side of that. But then you can go eat dinner with the people that you just connected with and make some more meaningful connections.
And then this isn't out there yet, but Matt and I are throwing a frat party. And we were planning to do it on the Friday, but I think given this, now we're looking into moving it into the Thursday evening. So 7 to 11, I think we're planning to do the frat party.
And Matt who?
Matt Humphreys.
For our listeners.
Matt Humphreys of
listeners
Urban Folk, which is an agency that does CRO and stuff for Shopify merchants. But yeah, so I think I'm excited to. It will be an authentic frat party at a frat house.
There you go. All the things.
All the things. Beer pong, boat races. I hope people know what boat races are.
I said I did not. Do you know what boat races?
Yeah.
Hold on, for one, like, because Trudy messaged me, like she sent me this. I think you just sent me the graphic, and you're like, "Do you know what boat races are?" And I was like, I mean, y'all are getting out on yachts or I don't know, rowboats or something, and like canoes, I don't know, and racing each other. And this was not, I will let you know, I'm going to cheat and let you know that's not actually what it is. So do you know what boat races are?
Is it not safe for work? Like, do I have to go look this up somewhere else?
It's not unsafe for work.
No. It's not. No.
I went to a large public university, but I never went to a frat party.
Boat races it's like a drinking game where you get like 4 people per team and it's like a relay speed drinking game.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because when I saw it, I was like, are people going to know what this is? Like if you weren't in a frat, like are they going to expect boats? Like,
Right. And Yeah, and yeah, that's so I'm the wrong audience for that in general, anyways. Because I did not do parties and frat parties and stuff like that or whatever, So like that went over my head. So
Here's your chance, Taylor. The day before your family comes up, right? You can go get sloshed it.
that's right. That's right.
It's
Yes, get
true.
all the things in. It'll be such a big action-packed week. We haven't even talked about all of them. Obviously, these were just like highlights.
Yeah.
And so definitely be checking those out. I also forgot to mention. So Jordan has events on his, and then Yoda was also in SDA. He's got a Luma calendar as well that just has a bunch of events as well. So if you've got that, like if you're using Luma, we're using Luma for Brightwork, for instance, and there's a bunch of folks that are using Luma for this stuff as well. So it's like a nice little like list of events too. So if that's easier, you can definitely check that out as well. But yeah, tons of events going on.
Yeah. It's going to be a jam-packed week.
Yeah. So last year I lost my voice like not even very far into it. So I just opted to hold on to my phone/camera rig set up and just record Karl talking to people because Karl was fine. I was just sitting around, no voice at all. So
Well, I am trained in the theater. Had a brief stint as a thespian growing up, so. But no one talks to me because they don't know who I am. So I got to save my voice.
stop. Everybody wanted to talk to you. It was usually, I just had to be like, this is who this person is, real fast or whatever. Because everyone was like, oh man, Karl from Liquid Weekly, what?
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Fawning over him. It was hard. I had to act like security in a lot of instances. So.
But I do appreciate you, Taylor. And Trudy, I don't know, maybe you're the same way or maybe you found this to be true about Taylor. But like we're walking with him through the conference. Like he knows everybody. He remembers who they are, what they do. And I've had people on the podcast and talk to them, and I still will forget because I just have a bad memory. But he knows everything, so
That's great.
I'm glad you feel that way. I think my memory sucks in general, but I did feel like I'm gonna have to study for people that I have not really met yet, like going through like all the names and everything of like what do you do or whatever. So. If I don't remember somebody's name, please don't feel bad. My memory is not as good as Karl suggests or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. It's really cool.
I'm good at remembering faces. I'm not really good at remembering necessarily names, but also I'm not really good at remembering where people work. But also people change jobs too sometimes.
Yeah. So while we're talking about the human factor of this whole conference, I do have one thing I want to toss out there because I feel very strongly about this. I don't know why. But I recall many conferences, in particular last year too, like I would be at the conference and I would see people, either they're getting their meal or a snack, whatever, and they would kind of go sit off on their own or they wouldn't interact with other people. You'd be at a table, you'd be like one person here, a couple people there. Like it is completely fine. And I would say it's even socially acceptable to go up to a stranger and say, hey, can I join you? Or, start a conversation because that's the way you really get most value out of these things, I think. And for whatever reason, people still seem inhibited in these settings where it's kind of expected that you're going to mingle. Don't pitch your app. That's not what this is about. But like finding a stranger and going up to them, introducing yourself. That's how I met some very interesting people last year. I think you could too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good. Yeah, just be a regular person.
Yeah.
Like I think this is one of our opportunities. Like everybody's got their own like online digital profile, whatever they're trying to put out into the world or what have you. But I think like when you get to meet up with people in real life, that is definitely, it's your opportunity just to connect with somebody that likely deals with a lot of the same like work type struggles that you do, even maybe some of the personal ones. And I don't know, it is the worst when someone just comes up to you just to try to pitch.
Yeah.
Like it, so like just be a regular person, This you can always go back to pitching and stuff later or whatever in the cold DMs and stuff. So that's a really good call out. So
if you're not socially gifted, if that's a struggle for you, my two suggestions would be say your name and ask, may I join you? Hi, I'm Karl. May I join you? No one's going to say no to that. Second thing is a little technique I learned years ago called MOTO, pronounced MOTO. You do pronounce the T. Stands for Master of the Obvious. So you're not sure how to like initiate with someone. You say something obvious. Oh, I see you're wearing a shirt. I got a shirt too. Not that stupid.
I also wear shirts.
Something like that. And then it just goes from there. Because that's all I got to do is break the ice. Trudy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, on the other hand, if you go up to somebody and you're like, hey, can I join you? And they're like, no, or say something like, turn you away in some manner, they might just need to be alone. Like, I wouldn't take it too personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, don't do it in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, also don't do it in the bathroom. But but I just mean I feel like sometimes you might try that and somebody really is just like, I need some time by myself. That's also
don't take it
fine.
personal.
Yeah.
Look for the signals. If they get headphones in, they're staring at a screen, probably not the person you want to engage with in that moment. But.
Yeah. Because sometimes I feel like there's going to be moments. Luckily, I live close, so I can just go home and stare at the wall because I feel like I'm just going to need to decompress and not talk for some moments.
Where's Trudy? Oh, she's crying again. She'll be out in a second.
She'll be right back, folks. Yeah, that is a different thing, I'm sure. Like, especially if you live in a large city like Toronto, like where do you go for some solitude or what have you?
Yeah.
That's I just go out my backyard, or wake up a little bit early compared to everybody else, and you can't really get that in a city of 4 million or something like that. It's insane. So
yeah.
Well, we've prattled on for a solid hour about all these exciting things. Are there any other topics that you want to make sure that we cover before we wrap this up?
No, I just say get a gym regime to prepare for the stamina that you're going to need for the week.
Yes, and pace yourself with eating because there's so much food.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, every event has food and everything. Yeah, it's
true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold out for the high quality food.
That's right.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Shopify's always got the good stuff, man. If it's a Shopify event, they're gonna have food. So
I just remember eating donuts last year, and I'm like, I'm not even enjoying this. I should just
so good.
Wait, I know. I was like, I just need to. I should be eating real food instead of just shoving donuts down my face. But
didn't we take? I think we took a whole box of them home with us.
Oh yeah,
because they just kept passing out boxes by the end. But yeah, between cookies at lunch and donuts, oh man, it was so good.
Yeah, action-packed week. Yeah. There will be more. So don't feel bad about anything that you're going to miss out because there's just going to be more stuff. So
should we wrap it up there, Taylor? Anything else?
Yeah, I think so. We covered a lot of stuff, so I don't think people need to worry too much. Go check the changelog. That's the whole thing. There's a bunch of action required stuff in there, so we'll make it super brief and say,
go read it.
There's stuff that you need to look at in there.
That's right. And for picture of the week, I think we got plenty of links that we can share in the show notes for people, transit apps, things like that. And then if you're not able to make it, we'll miss you there. Hopefully between the coverage that I know Taylor and I will be shooting, and I'm sure Trudy and her friends will also be talking about this, you can kind of get some feedback afterwards and kind of feel like you were part of the process. And if you can't make it this year, hopefully you can make it to the next one. Well, you've done it. You've wasted another perfectly good hour you could have spent coding, listening to Taylor, Trudy, and I prattle on about all things travel and .dev. We're excited to see you there if you're coming, and if not, happy hacking, and we'll see you on the next one.